Percy, Annabeth, and Thalia went to Westover Hall to meet Grover, but Grover was with Dr. Thorne, who told them to go to the gymnasium. When they got there, Grover told he found two half-bloods. Percy saw Dr. Thorne bringing them to somewhere, so Percy followed. The rest came and fought, but they can't stop him. The hunters shot him, but he brought Annabeth with him. Bianca chose to join the hunters. Nico didn't want her to leave him, but he had no choice. All of them went to Camp Half-Blood, and Bianca pledged to the goddess Artemis. The campers met Apollo. Apollo had a Maserati, but turned it into a bus. Thalia drove. She was bad at driving, so she torched New England. Percy used Iris messaging to call Tyson and told everything. He asked how's Annabeth, but Percy said she is in danger. And Tyson told Percy about the war between Poseidon and the old sea spirits. Chiron told Percy to remind everyone about Capture the Flag tomorrow. The next day, Percy's team lost. Thalia and Percy blamed each other, but the spirit of Delphi went toward Zoe, and Zoe asked, "What can I do to help my goddess?" The oracle prophesied, "Five shall go west to the goddess in chains. One shall be lost in the land without rain. The bane of Olympus shows the trail. Campers and hunters combined prevail. The Titans cursed must one withstand, and one shall perish by a parent's hand." Everybody voted Grover, Thalia, Zoe, Phoebe, and Bianca to go to the quest. That night, Percy did not show up for dinner because he was upset that he is not going to the quest. So Grover and Chiron came and talked to Percy about the quest. In midnight, Blackjack told Percy there was a sea creature stuck, so he went and saved the underwater cow. When he came back to the camp, he overheard Zoe and Bianca's conversation. He learned that Phoebe can't go to the quest, and he promised Nico to take care of Bianca. Percy got Annabeth's cap and saw that he can turn invisible, so he rode Blackjack and followed the bus. Percy saw Dr. Thorne following them, but went in a different building, so he followed him. He saw Luke, the general, and other monsters. They summoned skeleton warriors to help them find the members, but Percy escapes, tells them about what he saw when the Nemean lion comes out, but they defeat it. Percy suggested to ditch the van because the mortal mercenaries know what it looks like. Bianca suggested to use a subway. When they rode the train, the helicopter was still following them, so they switched trains twice. They ended up in a railway yard with a homeless man. They shared a fire, and Thalia asked how to go west. The man pointed at the train going west. When Thalia wanted to thank him, he disappeared. They rode the train, and inside there were cars. When Percy got his car, the homeless guy appeared out of nowhere. The homeless guy attempted to recite a haiku. Percy knew it was Apollo. Percy asked Apollo about Artemis and Annabeth, but he didn't know. But Apollo told him to seek Nereus because he has very keen vision and knows everything. When Percy fell asleep, he dreamt about Zoe telling him to run from someone. Next morning, they arrived at Cloudcroft, New Mexico. Grover and Zoe went off to get food, and Percy and Bianca were together. Percy asked why she joined the hunters. She said she wanted to be free from taking care of Nico. When they were eating, Grover's cup and Percy's toy rat became real. When Grover collapsed, they made it to the edge of town until the skeleton warriors came. When they were fighting, a huge boar came. It was the blessing from the wild. The Erymanthian boar came. Knocked all the skeletons. Then it went for Percy and Thalia. So Percy tackled Thalia and slid on Aegis. The boar was stuck in a snowdrift. Bianca asked why is it a blessing. Grover said it is their ride west. They rode the boar and traveled west. They stopped at the desert. The boar drank muddy water, ate cacti, and left. They got off and only saw a boarded up house and a really old tackle shop and a junkyard. They decided to camp at night. When there was a blazing light, they came outside and saw a limousine. Iris came out and told Percy to go in the car. Someone wants to speak with him. In the limousine was Aphrodite. She told him that hunters are his enemies and only focus on Annabeth. After that, they headed west into the junkyard. They found all sorts of things made of metal. When the ground trembled, a huge robot came up and attacked them. Percy and Bianca were hiding. He asked if she took anything. She took a figurine of a god. Percy thought of going under its foot and control it, but Bianca just ran towards its foot. Then Grover brought the electric wires up its body and it exploded. So Bianca was lost. They found a tow truck, then ran out of gas at an edge of a river canyon. When Thalia came out, the tires blew. They got two canoes, put them into the water. Then two naiads came and pushed them upstream. There was a dam blocking it. They got off and walked for an hour. But Percy hears Bessie. He went to Bessie and realized that there are skeletal warriors. He went into the museum, rode the elevator, and went 700 feet down with the tourists, and it was a dead end. The skeleton warriors came, but with the help of Rachel Elizabeth Dare, he escaped. He told the group they had to leave, but the skeleton warriors surrounded them. So Grover threw a burrito, and other kids kept throwing their food. When they were really surrounded, Percy told Thalia to pray to Zeus. She prayed, then the statues became real. They sent the skeleton warriors flying, then they rode the statues till San Francisco. They landed at the Embarcadero building. Grover said to look for Nereus, because Apollo told Percy to. Then Zoe made Percy dress up as a homeless man to blend in. He had to act homeless to see where Nereus was. But Percy saw someone at the end of the pier, lying down. Percy knew it was him, so he grabbed him and did not let go. Eventually, he gave up. Percy asked what is the monster who will destroy Olympus. Nereus pointed at Bessie. Zoe explained if someone burns it, it will have unlimited power. Then the Manticore came. He told Thalia that she will rule Olympus with Luke. But they ran to the mall. They were hiding. Then he called Camp Half-Blood. Only Dionysus was there. So Percy asked for help and Dionysus trapped them in grapevines. Then Grover suggested him and Bessie should go back to Camp Half-Blood. And Grover told Percy to pray to his dad. Since the prayer was big, he sacrificed his lion coat. Then they went to Annabeth's house. They told them about Annabeth and told them they needed transportation, so they borrowed their car. Then they headed for Mount Tamalpais. Since the mist is very strong, they have to concentrate. When Percy saw a white ship, then their car exploded into pieces. Then they were here standing in front of the Hesperides. The Hesperides were insulting them, so Zoe told Ladon to wake up. But Zoe got bit in the leg. Then arrived at Mount Ophrys. They found Artemis holding the sky. Then the general, Luke, and other monsters appeared. Zoe's dad was Atlas. Luke tried to convince Thalia into the dark side, but they fought. Thalia attacked Luke and Percy went for Atlas, but he had an idea. He held the sky, and when Atlas bumped him, he let loose. Thalia kicked Luke from a cliff. Then Annabeth's dad came flying with a sopwith camel and shot at the monsters. When they came back home, Zoe was suffering, then she died, but Artemis made her to live in the stars forever. Then Artemis went to Mount Olympus. When 3 Pegasi came down, then they went to Mount Olympus. Other gods say they are dangerous to keep alive. Then Thalia joined the hunters. Then they had a party. Then Athena talked to Percy about his fatal flaw. He will be willing to do anything for his loved ones. Percy called Tyson and told him Annabeth was safe and about his shield. Then he called his mom and told her that Annabeth was safe. Then he went to Camp Half-Blood. They told Chiron about Luke, and the prophecy is about Percy. Then Nico asked where his sister was. So Percy walked with him and told the truth and gave the figurine. But the last four skeleton warriors came, but Nico made a scratch on the ground, then ran towards the woods. Then Grover felt the presence of Pan. After reading this book, I wanted to read the next one because it is so exciting and full of adventures.